Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Source Snack Break. I'm Brittany McLean. I'm the Director of Membership here at Source. Today is Wednesday, April 6, 2022, and we've got GlasPro with us here today. They're going to be telling us a little bit more about some of their products here very shortly. But before we get started, I recognize some familiar faces here. But if you have never snacked with us before, we have put you on mute automatically, but we'd still like you to participate in the conversation. As you can see, the chat is already going over on the right-hand side of your screen. You can use this as we go throughout the presentation today to give us comments. Let us know if you have questions. I'll be keeping an eye on that. And asking Kendal any questions that you might have as we go through the presentation today. But please do use the chat box to let us know what you think and any questions as you go along. Also, if you do need to step away at any point during the presentation, want to reference this later or send it along to a friend, you'll get a copy of the presentation and the recording shortly after this wraps. And then within 2 business days, we'll be sending out that Grubhub gift card. I'm sorry for those of you who have joined in a recent snack break. We've been having some real troubles with our the service we were using for that. So just keep an eye out for your gift card. We haven't forgotten about you. And with that, Kendal, I think I'll turn it over to you to get us started and tell us a little bit about GlasPro and what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kendal, and I'm your design consultant for GlasPro, your customer advocate. Who is GlasPro? We are a decorative and architectural glass fabricator based in Southern California. We do work with designers and architects, glass companies, installers all throughout North America. Wherever you are, we can help. We've been in business for 33 years. We are a small business with SBA certification, and obviously we manufacture here in the United States. We're going to be talking about mainly interior applications and our products, decorative products, but we do obviously do exterior as well, and a lot of these decorative products can be used interior and exterior. This is a list of some of the things we're going to be going through: our GlasPro Color Toolbox, the Color Laminated Glass, Antique Colored Standard and Custom Mirrors, our low iron textures, digital printing on glass, backpainted glass, our remarkable glass boards, and patterns on glass. So we'll jump right in to, this is the Color Toolbox. We've just revamped this Color Toolbox. Some of you may be familiar with our older version. It was a longer gray box that's in a lot of architectural libraries at this point. But this will house our Color Toolbox chips, which displays all of our laminated colored glass standards. We've just increased the amount of standards that we have. And this is kind of our baseline of how we jump off into doing all of our customization through the different products that we offer. So what is laminated glass? If we want to go to the next one, laminated glass is essentially, if you think of it like a grilled cheese sandwich, your glass layers are the bread, and your PVB, which is your color element, your inner layer, is going to be the cheese. And we take those pieces of glass at any thickness that you want, and we add those color layers together to get any hue that you want. We put it in the oven, the autoclave, and we bake it, and it basically melts all together, becomes clear, and glues the 2 pieces of glass together. So this laminated glass can be used in all different applications, interior, exterior. It can be in insulated units, it can be in storefront, it can be in all of these different applications, and it's fully customizable. With any of those colors, we can, from the Color Toolbox, we can layer them together and create any hue that you want. So these are some of our projects that we've worked on. The top right is the Miami airport. This was done, these are actually, I believe, if I remember correctly, 8-foot by 8-foot panels that we hand cut and put together all of these different hues, custom hues. And laminated them together for this. It was a point supported system. The one on the top left is a tech company that we do not speak of in the Bay Area, but it also displays how we use our color lamination in conjunction with ceramic print to give it some texture. These are obviously custom sizes and shapes, and we had you know, a different it was completely unique, obviously, this project, but this is suspended outside of the building, and I want to say it's about 12 feet in diameter. It's quite a huge art piece. We do a lot of interiors as well. As you can see, there's a couple examples on the bottom. This colored glass really can add an incredible and artistic aesthetic to any architecture. It just kind of levels it up and makes it unique and your own. So there's lots of things we can do with this. Moving on to our mirrors. We recently expanded our mirror line. We have maintained our popular standards like the Fancy Matte series that you can see on the left-hand side of the slide. The Fancy Matte Bronze, the Fancy Matte Gray, Fancy Matte White. These are some of my personal favorites. I have a lot of designers that definitely love this series as well. They provide a good amount of reflectivity and light and movement in a space without actually having that reflection or being too much of a centerpiece, and you know, drawing your eye away. It's just really nice accent. We also have many standard colored mirrors. We've expanded that line as well, and we can create any custom mirrors through that lamination process with the color toolbox that we went over a moment ago. We can use pretty much any colors that you want and create a laminated mirror that way. Our antiques line has also just been expanded. We have a variety of options and a bunch of different looks that are very well suited for high-end hospitality, and they just create a really nice signature look in a space. We do a lot of the antiques, you know, in liquor shelving and whatnot in hospitality situations. A lot of accent pieces as well.
So, we had a question that came in about the mirrors. If you could talk a little bit about the sizes that were available.
It's all custom. We cut to every size that you need. There are some limitations pending which mirror pattern you choose, as far as size limitations, but they're pretty large. So if you know, it's best to send me what you're looking for and what you want to accomplish, and we can tell you if there's any limitations to it at all.
Perfect. Sounds great. Yeah, Kim, if you have any other further questions, we can definitely connect you guys after presentation today.
Okay, backpainted glass. So backpainted glass is a vibrant decorative glass that adds clean and sophisticated look to any space, inside or out. Again, this is interior or exterior. We, you know, wall cladding, elevator cladding, desktops, backsplash. There's lots of different applications for this. We can color match to any color that you want. You know, Pantone, Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, Behr, whatever. You send us the, you know, color key number and the name, and we can get it matched for you. It's definitely good to know the thickness of the backpainted glass that you're going to want to use, because the thickness does change some of that color tone and reflectivity once it's manufactured or fabricated. So it's good to have that information when we are color matching, but we can do that for you as well. We have a very large selection of backpainted standards on our website that you can choose from, most of which have really fun names, like Pillow Talk or On the Rocks, Awkward Turtle, Speakeasy. Those are some of my favorite ones. Dad Pants, that's another good one. Yes, it's kind of a khaki color.
I love it.
But backpainted glass really provides you with a beautiful finish that's also really easy to clean. We use this in a lot of hospitals and medical office buildings to keep up with their product cleaning standards, and a lot of them have like non-porous surface requirements and things like that. So this is always a really great option to bring into those spaces to meet those standards. So another division of GlasPro is Remarkable. These are our GlasPro Writable Boards. They're writable, they're projectable, they're beautiful. We can do these in our standard sizes, but we also can make them to any custom size that you want. We don't sell off the shelf, so anything that you need, we're going to fabricate just for you. These can also be done in any color that you want, color matching, just like the back painted. These can also be magnetic. We sell the marker trays, as well as, you know, some of the accessories, magnets, etc., to go with it, so it can be a full package. We've done a lot of these in, you know, those tech offices that we're not allowed to talk of, where they put them all over the wall. I talk with my hands a lot. You guys can't see me, but I'm getting very expressive with my hands. You put them all over the walls, and a certain section will be projectable, or a certain section will be magnetic, and it just makes the entire space really functional as well as beautiful.
I love that. That's definitely one thing I miss working in the office. I have my little tabletop one that's sitting next to me on my desk, but I do miss the big whiteboards
Yes.
for sure.
Yes, I think they were really great for conference room spaces as well.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you go back to that one? We can also customize your writable boards with any digital printing, graphics, logos. We can brand them with colors or anything you need for your company. We've also done templates on them, like calendars, or in hospitals, with the I forget what they're called, but the like patient information in hospital rooms, or the nurses scheduling boards will have the printed template that's permanent on the board, and then everything else is, writable and erasable.
Super cool. Do you ever do those in custom shapes? Like any?
Yep. Any shape, any size, any thickness you need.
Love that.
So then moving on to digital printing, we touched on that a little bit with obviously the templates. We can design, we can take your artwork, we can help you with the artwork, we can work with our art director, we can take your images and print them on glass. This is going to be durable, this is going to be permanent. It really can just elevate anything you're looking for to make it unique for your space. These are a couple of examples of digitally printed stuff that we've done. The one on the left is the San Manuel Casino. And this is done on it's a white feathers that are printed onto a laminated glass handrail. And one of the reasons, we did this is because in a casino, you need to have the transparency for security, for safety, but they also wanted to have some flair there too. So we leveled up, with our feathers and made it interesting, but it also meets all the requirements that they needed as well. The one on the right is the printed trees. We could actually accomplish this a few different ways depending on what you're looking for. So this one, it looks like there's a little bit of transparency there where you might see some shadows or some light through the glass, but we could also make this a opaque print so that there isn't any, so you have full privacy basically on those partitions or those walls. So. Moving on to our low iron textures. These, I love this line. We just revamped this one as well. It just adds like an element of class to a lot of different applications. This is a couple examples. These are the thin ribbed, scalloped, and the reeded. These are some of our most popular standards. They can be laminated with the color toolbox colors as well. They can be laminated on mirror as well. Oh, wow. We can basically combine them to do anything that you want. You can do the texture on both sides, so it's a two-sided thing as well. And just depending on what you want with privacy and transparency, etc., it really, if we go to the next slide. So this is an example of a conference room that has a textured glass on one side on surface number one. Then we have custom colored layers in the middle of the lamination. And then there was a smooth glass on the inside of the conference room. And this, as you can see, there's a table through there. There's a plant. You can see the lights. You'd see movement and that something was happening in there. But because of the texture on the glass, you get a lot of privacy. You're not really going to be like engaged in the meeting when you're outside of the room. So I think it's just a really nice way to have that classy privacy.
I love that. Yeah, I was going to say that's beautiful. And it really, makes it look like something special. Like, I don't know, reminds me of like a jewelry box or something.
It does. Yes, I think this one turned out really nice. All right. So patterns on glass is another way, especially in offices. We use this a lot. We have some standards that are based, what do we say here? Our line is inspired by two favorite things, fashion and happy hour. And let's be honest, GlasPro is no stranger to a happy hour. But the patterns that we have are all cleverly named as well. If we want to move on to the next slide.
Actually, sorry, real quick, we did have one question that came in about that textured glass. Robert was wanting to know if that glass is available tempered.
Yes, I do believe so. We might have some limitations on some of them, but I think the ones that we just showed, all of those ones can be tempered.
Perfect. That sounds good. Robert, and if you have more questions, we'll make sure to pass along the contact information, but hopefully that helps. Thank you.
This is just a sampling of our standards, and they have fun names like Mai Tai and Cosmo Manhattan, cocktail inspired, obviously. One of my favorites is the one on the bottom with the little bubbles. It reminds me of champagne. But these can also be combined with another process like back painting. In this photo listed here, it looks to me like probably Mai Tai mixed with a back painted color as well. So you get like a little more depth to your back painted glass on your wall cladding. Textiles and glass. So this is kind of fun. We have a lot of room to work with these. I wouldn't say they're our most common product, but I definitely like using them, and we've used them in several really cool projects. The rice paper looking one that's more on the right hand side of the slide, we did a lot of that throughout the Nobus, the different Nobu restaurants. And basically this is textiles laminated in glass. We can combine this with color as well, depending on which textile it is. We can combine this with a mirror as well. If we want to go to the next, yes, these are some more of our standards that we have in stock. The second one from the left on the top is, I believe that's a silver crush or something similar to that. And I did a project where we laminated that over mirror and put it in millwork. So it still had the reflectivity, it had the depth of having the textile in it, but then it created that opaque product so we could hide all the electronics that were behind in the millwork.
I love that.
Basically. So can do some cool stuff with that. So all of these projects and way more are listed on our website, glaspro.com/projects. You can reach out to me for anything that we've talked about, as well as a lot of times I talk to designers and they don't have physical samples in their hand and they don't really know what they want to use necessarily, but if they share mood boards, if you send me kind of the look and the feel, I can potentially just put together some options for you and send it your way, or help point you in the right direction so you can find what you need, because truly everything's doable. We can customize anything, and depending on what you're looking for, we can help you get there quicker, is what I'm trying to say.
I love that. We did have a question kind of related to that came in. They're asking about it with the textiles, if there's something that, if you guys ever work with client provided textiles, such as kappa, like a Hawaiian bark cloth.
I don't know about that one specifically, but we have definitely worked with customer provided textiles. If there's a fabric or a material, if obviously we would need a sample of it to make sure and test it and all of that. But yes, we absolutely can customize and laminate your own materials.
Very cool. I love that. And if you all have any other questions as we're sort of winding down here, please put them in. I think it was definitely, I love these slides. Again, super inspiring, lots of great ideas. And I know we have some examples of your guys' products at the Source Resource Center. So if you have one near you, you can check out their samples and the materials there, or you can, again, order them on Source. And again, the team at GlasPro has been great to work with, and I know that they're more than happy to help with specific questions if we didn't address them on the presentation today. So right now I don't see any questions coming through, but we will be back again too. I'll give you a couple more minutes and let you know that we'll be back again next week with another snack break. And again, as a reminder, you'll get a copy of this recording and the slides after we wrap today, and then a separate email with the gift card as a thank you for attending. But with that, I think no more questions have come through. Kendal, this was so great. Now I just want to go in and look at the sample box again and put stuff together. This is very inspiring and very fun. I really appreciate you guys taking time to share your products with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. And that is my favorite part of the job, is playing with that color toolbox and seeing how we can create things to make it more fun.
It's so great. I love it. I love it. Well, perfect. Thank you again so much. And thanks everyone for joining us and snacking with us today. And we'll see you again next week. Bye all. Thank you.
Bye.